This week, Elon Musk decided to appear alongside Donald Trump in the Oval Office of the White House to talk to reporters about all of the crazy things that DOGE has found in the federal government spending programs. And when he was asked by Donald Trump in front of the reporters, hey, go ahead and tell them about all the weird things you found, Elon Musk was completely unable to talk about literally anything that he had found. He did not, in a rambling, incoherent response that went on like it's 3 pages typed out, didn't list a single instance of waste, fraud, or abuse, and instead spit out what could only be considered verbal diarrhea in his attempt to answer this question about what he's been doing. You've had access to all of these things. You've basically upended the federal government. Clearly you found something, right? Well, here is what Elon Musk said. What we're talking about here, oh, and by the way, you're going to hear some stammering. You're going to hear some repetition. That's not me messing up. That's me reading his word for word response. What we're talking about here, we're really just talking about adding common sense controls that should be present that haven't been present. So say like, well, how could such a thing arise? That seems crazy that when you understand it, that really everything is geared towards complaint minimization, so that then you understand the motivations. You with me so far? Because there's like 8 more paragraphs I'm going to read. So if people receive money, they don't complain, obviously. But if people don't receive money, they do complain. And the fraudsters complain the loudest and the fastest. So when you understand that, then it makes sense. Nope, totally doesn't, bud. That's why everything they approve all the payments at Treasury, because if you approve all the payments, you don't get complaints. But now we're saying that no, actually, we're all going to complain if money is spent badly. If your taxpayer dollars are not spent in a sensible and frugal manner, then that's not okay. Your tax dollars need to be spent wisely on the things that matter to people. I mean, these things like it's just common sense. It's not draconian or radical. I think it's really just saying, let's look at each of the expenditures and say, is this actually in the best interest of the people? And if it is, it's approved. If not, we should think about it. So, there's crazy things like just cursory examination of Social Security. And we got people in there that are 150 years old. Now, do you know anyone 150? I don't. You didn't provide any documentation or receipts to show that there's 150-year-old people in this country receiving Social Security. Nothing. You're just spouting that off. And yes, these things are modernized. They would catch fraud like that. And if not, we have inspectors general. Oh, I'm sorry, Trump fired them all. There are checks and balances in place to catch these kinds of things that Elon Musk says are running wild. And for the record, even if you did have a couple people get through that were committing this kind of fraud, we're talking about fraud that totals among maybe, 4 or 5 people, $1,200 a month. Yeah, it adds up over time, but that is not driving up costs for the federal government. But anyway, this absolute brain-broken moron continued here. So we're saying, it's if people can retire, with full benefits, everything, that would be good. They can retire, get their retirement payments, everything. And then we're told this is actually, I think, a great anecdote because we're told that the most number of people that could retire possibly in a month is 10,000. We're like, well, wait, why is that? Well, because all the retirement paperwork is manual on paper. It's manually calculated. They're written down on a piece of paper, then it goes down a mine, and what do you mean a mine? Yeah, there's a limestone mine. We store all the paperwork. And you look at a picture, we will post some pictures afterwards, and this might looks like something out of the 50s because it was started in 1955. So it looks like it's like a time warp. And then the limiting factor is the speed at which the mine shaft elevator can move determines how many people can retire from the federal government. And the elevator breaks down sometimes and then nobody can retire. He's not well. Like, there's something genuinely wrong with him, I believe. I know Republicans like to tell us Elon Musk is a genius. You can't listen to those words I just read you and tell me this man is a genius. Like, I've been around actual, real, certified geniuses. I have gone to Mensa meetings. I have gone to Mensa gatherings, colloquiums. And I've been around, people with IQs literally in the genius level higher than 98% of the global population. They don't talk like that. They come from all walks of life, all nationalities, but they can string together sentences that actually make sense. They can actually answer questions that are asked to them. Elon Musk is no genius, not even close to it. I mean, I would want to run an IQ test on him to see if he even hits room temperature, because this guy may be in the 60s, maybe even in the 50s. That's how dumb I think he genuinely is. But this is the man who cannot form a cogent sentence, who cannot tell the truth to save his life, and he even admitted that during this little press conference. When a reporter confronted him and said, hey, listen, you said that $59 million went to Gaza for condoms, but it was the Gaza province of Mozambique, he goes, well, not everything I say is going to be correct. It's kind of your job to make sure that everything you say is correct. The $8 million to Politico. Turns out it wasn't $8 million to Politico. It was $44,000 across multiple government agencies because they subscribe to the very expensive Politico Pro. Even people like Lauren Boebert's office subscribe to it. She spent over $7,000 on it. So they're straight up lying to us, then admitting to you like, not everything we say is going to be right. And then when you try to press them, tell us something that is correct, you get this verbal diarrhea like what Elon Musk spat out in the Oval Office this week. Did you know that you might be missing out on wonderful content from me? I mean, you're here already because clearly you like what you see. So if you're not already, please do subscribe to the channel. Make sure you like the video, share them with your friends and family, but also follow me across the rest of the social media world. And it's not that hard to do. Whether it's X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, on every one of those platforms, you can find me at the username @FarronBalanced. Simple enough, right? So get on it. And if you don't feel like going to each one of those outlets individually, lucky for you, we have links in the description of this video to take you right to my pages across all of social media. So don't miss a minute. And while you're at it, make sure you're also subscribed to the Ring of Fire YouTube channel, which I have been hosting for many, many years now. We've got more than 1 million subscribers over there, and there is fresh content over there every single day of the week. So again, if you're not subscribed, subscribe to this channel. And while you're at it, go subscribe to Ring of Fire at youtube.com/The Ring of Fire and @FarronBalanced across every social media platform that, of course, is not considered just a far-right hellscape. Well, maybe Twitter is, but that's a story for a different day.